second part of the heart, and then moving from the heart to the blood vessels. So those 4 chambers that we were talking about before, function essentially as 2 separate pumps. So an atrium on the right side is receiving deoxygenated blood from all of the rest of the body except the lungs. And then that's going to be pumped into the right ventricle, which is going to pump deoxygenated blood out to the lungs, where in an adult they'd be oxygenated, the blood would be oxygenated, come back to the left atrium, oxygenated blood from the lungs, and then be pumped out to the body system, every place but the lungs, through the left ventricle. So 2 essential pumps, the right side pumping from the body system to the lungs, and the left side pumping from the lungs to the body system. So through what vessels is that blood received at the atria and then pumped out, right, through the ventricles? So the right atrium is receiving deoxygenated blood from the anterior body through the pre-cava or anterior vena cava. The posterior body through the post-cava or posterior vena cava. And then once that's pumped internally in the heart into the right ventricle, then when the right ventricle contracts, the blood is going to, right, be propelled out of this large artery here, and this is the pulmonary artery. And it's going to come down the pulmonary artery. And because this is a fetus, okay, normal fetal development, right, it's kind of it's going to be a little leg on this pulmonary artery, right, coming down under this vein. Just can ignore that vein for a second. That pulmonary artery is going to go to that left lung. Now this large branch, we're just going to ignore that for now. This is characteristic of fetal circulation, and so your assignment is really kind of concentrating on adult circulation. So pulmonary arch, right, go into the lung. Now I've removed the lung, so let's have a look there. Okay, and so here we go. This is that pulmonary artery. Okay, that's in section. All right, now how do we get blood back from the lungs? That's going to be coming here. Okay, so notice we have really, really round, thick walls here in these arteries, and the veins, thin walls. So these thin-walled veins, they're returning blood, right, from the lung. Okay, and that's going to go underneath the heart, and right, and return back to the left ventricle, or excuse me, left atrium, excuse me. You can see that I misspoke there. Okay, left atrium, that's going to then come into the left ventricle and be pumped. Okay, now the left ventricle is pumping front, right, out to this vessel that's underneath the aortic arch. Excuse me, that's underneath the pulmonary arch. So here's our pulmonary arch. And the left ventricle is pumping out this aortic arch. So the aortic arch, and then, so there's our aorta right there. And I'm pulling back the pulmonary artery so you can see the aorta. All right, we'll look at those vessels more closely next.